Hi, hello. Welcome to another episode of Isaiah's Newsstand. It's your host, Isaiah Edwards. The date is August the 29th, 2023. Hopefully this episode finds you well, in good spirits, and high hopes. As for me, I'm doing pretty good. Will say I was somewhat hobbled today, hobbled and humbled. In my exuberant excitement about hitting my weight goal, one of my weight goals, I was like, you know what I'm actually gonna do? I'm gonna go out for another walk on a Monday. And not just like any walk, I'm gonna do like a full set walk. So like something I normally split between 2 days, I'm just gonna walk it and just today. Like why not? Like it's not gonna be that much longer. It's fine. And overall it was, but definitely today I woke up and like towards the end of the night I could kind of feel it, like my feet were just really hurting. And then I woke up the next day and I go to the wake up to go to the bathroom, and I could just feel the pain. I'm like, oh no, oh no, 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 no. So I've been eating Advil like candy today. I guess you could say that's the food corner, that and some Fritos. But yeah, we're in this thing. Overall, things were cool. Just a nice chill day. Weather was nice. Nice. Not no bad clouds, anything like that. So hell yeah. That being said, I know there's still wildfires in Canada just because one the news, but then also because you just still see that haze in the morning, and it's not fog, and it's just like god damn it, god damn it, this planet is getting worse and worse. I don't know. Let's see here. I think I do just want to get pretty much right into it. I'm gonna do my classic startup, and then we'll go ahead and get into some news. Da-da-da-da-da. Oh yeah. Okay. Whew. From the Associated Press, University of North Carolina graduate student left building right after killing advisor, police say. A University of North Carolina graduate student killed with, or sorry, a University of North Carolina graduate student charged with killing his faculty advisor walked into a classroom building, shot the victim, and then left, authorities said Tuesday, shedding light on an attack that led to a campus wide lockdown as police searched for the gunman. Tali Kwai, or no, let me run that back again. And sorry in advance for all the names. Y'all know me, regular listeners. Tali Tali Chi, 34 years old, was charged Tuesday with first degree murder and having a gun on educational property in Monday's killing of Gigi Yan inside a science building at the state's flagship public university. Chapel Hill City Police arrested Chi in a residential neighborhood near the campus within 2 hours of the attack and didn't use force to take him into custody, UNC Police Chief Brian Jones said at a news conference. Let's see. They're still trying to determine a motive, and they are searching for a gun that was used to kill Yan. Excuse me. Let's see. Some of Yan's colleagues in the article, they offer their condolences and support. He was a beloved colleague, mentor, and a friend of so many of our campus, and father to two young children. Let's see here. It looks like he is in jail without bond, Chi, and his next court date is in September, or is on September 18th. Let's see here. What else did I want to pull? Yan was an associate professor in the Department of Applied Physical Sciences who had worked for the university since 2019. Let's see. He led a research group which she joined last year. And this was according to the group's webpage, the UNC webpage. He earned his PhD in materials engineering from Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute in New York, and previously worked as an assistant professor at Clarkson University. She is a graduate student in the Department of Applied Physical Sciences, who studies nanoparticle synthesis and light matter interaction. And a page that has been taken down since the attack, he was listed on the school's website as a graduate student in Yan's research group, and Yan was listed as his advisor. She previously studied at Wuhan University in China before moving to the U.S. and earning a master's in mechanical engineering at Louisiana State University in 2021. So yeah, I'm very curious about what Chi's motive was here. Hopefully that is something that gets divulged, found out. Also, with the gun, hopefully that gets found as well. Let's see here. Something that they do talk about, some of the students and, their lockdown experience and how that went. And they said that, I think they followed, was it Noelle Harris, who was a senior journalism student, but she spent several hours just very confused, kind of watching TV, looking at their phones, trying to figure out what was going on. A officer eventually comes and lets them know the situation. They have the smart idea and just the smart thinking, hey, show us your badge, actually. Go ahead and slip that under the door. Which is hey, that's a good pro tip. There you go. But yeah, they said, hey, why don't you guys stay put, we're probably going to start evacuating, giving the all clear. That winds up happening. But she says, that's when I saw that students were jumping from the building. So is it okay? So is it safe? What's going on? And they go on further. What she adds, when this was happening, I just felt myself being scared and shocked, but then not shocked at the same time, because it's this happens every day. And sadly, that's true for the average American. It's just another day in the life. It's another fucking shooting. Like I said, for me, I at least like having the knowledge of the why, the motive. I don't know why that, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Killing is senseless, period. But it's at least something. It's at least some kind of straw to grasp here when you just have these kind of just endless situations. But yeah, and sure enough, the next news story is we're just moving south, but it's another murder. It's someone's getting shot. From NBC News, University of South Carolina student fatally shot after trying to enter the wrong home. Another kind of story we've talked about before on this podcast. A 20-year-old University of South Carolina student was fatally shot early Saturday when he tried to enter the wrong home, police said. Columbia police found Nicholas Anthony Donofrio, 20 years old, dead of a gunshot wound to his upper body on the front porch of the home on South Holly Street, about 2 miles from the university. Let's see. Donofrio lived on the street and tried to enter the wrong home when he was shot. The 911 call first came in shortly before 2 a.m., reporting a home burglary, and the call was then upgraded to a shots fired call while officers were on their way to the scene. They do not have the name of the shooter in the situation. I don't know if that's just for legal reasons or I don't fucking know. But I didn't look too hard for it. That being said, South Carolina is a stand your ground law state. So if you're not familiar with that, I feel like it's the most popular from Florida. Something we have referenced here on the podcast, Florida and this law. But essentially, you can use deadly force in self-defense in your home. You're just allowed to do that. Also, you do not have to have Yeah, the state does not require gun owners to be licensed to own or purchase guns, much like my home state of Ohio. It's very fun. It's very like, hey, just, whatever. Just grab a gun. We'll travel. Who cares? But yeah, sadly, for Donofrio, he made a simple human mistake. I know me, myself, as a human being, in my time door dashing or just literally just being a normal human, not even drunk or whatever, just like, oh, I must be at the right place. I think this is it. And you go up and you hit the doorbell or you knock or whatever. In this situation, Donofrio thought he was home, so he's trying to get in, and he just gets blown away. It's very sad. It's very fucking unfortunate. You have your whole life ahead of you, 20 years old. You're not even like legally allowed to drink yet. And you just make one small mistake and that's it. That's your life, I guess. In this article, they do reference some other stories like Ralph Yarl. We've talked about that. Kaylin Gillis, who was fatally murdered for going down the wrong drive. And the homeowner was like, look, the next person who does this, I'm just going to blow him away. And they just blew her away. And they also talk about Pedro Tello Rodriguez, who was charged with third-degree conduct, shooting 2 Texas cheerleaders. So, she had one of the cheerleaders hopped in the wrong car in the situation, and I was like, oh, my bad, and, gets out of the car. It's very awkward. It's very, a strange situation. But Rodriguez decides, like, oh, nope, I'm taking this personally, and shoots at them. So, yeah, like I said, it's a crazy world. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and move along, though. We're lightening the load a little bit from here. The next story comes from Unilad. Woman who faked her own kidnapping released from prison early. Let's see here. Sherry Papini, now 41, made headlines in 2016 when she went missing for 22 days in California while out on a jog. She was found alongside a Sacramento area on Thanksgiving Day with several injuries, including a broken nose. Now, the story is a little familiar. I actually referenced this when we were talking about the, I believe it was Maggie Sweeney. And I saw that this happened, and I was like, oh shit. Like, well, let's just fucking talk about it on the pod. Why not? Kind of serendipitous. Yeah, it's crazy to get a little bit more details. She, the mom told police she had been kidnapped at gunpoint by 2 Hispanic women and even provided a description to them to the FBI. Let's see. DNA samples were collected, but a motive was never determined and no arrests were made. Papini eventually pleaded guilty to making the whole thing up, and she had fled nearly 600 miles south of her home in Redding to stay with her then boyfriend. Let's see here. She was arrested on March of 2022, jailed 9 months ago for faking her own kidnapping and lying to the FBI. But let's see here. What else did I want to add? She was also ordered to pay $309,902 $309,902. Oh man, it's a lot of money. I hate numbers, y'all. Let's see here. By November the 8th, 2022, in restitution for losses incurred by the California Victims Compensation Board. Let's see here. I want to get to the boyfriend part. The ex-boyfriend part, I should say. The break in the case came in 2020 after investigators took the DNA samples and then tested them using genetic genealogy, which flagged up a connection to a family member of Papini's ex-boyfriend. So it's like, bum, bum, bum. Bringing him in for questioning, he admitted to helping Papini run away from what she said was an abusive relationship. He told police she had injured herself, cut her own hair, and asked him to brand her to make the whole thing look more believable. Appearing in court last year, Papini's attorney, William Portanova, said the sentence was fair and told reporters whatever happened 5 years ago, that's a different Sherry Papini than the person you see here today. Sure, whatever. Yeah, time has passed, so I guess you can say, yeah, she's switched, she's changed. But yeah, she says that she will be working. I will work for the rest of my life to make amends for what I have done. Sure. Yeah, it's just crazy to lie like that. It's crazy to lie like that. Like I've run into a compulsive liar or two. That's one thing. And don't get me wrong, that gets deep way too fast. Like next thing you know, they're just like doing fantasy work on you, and it's like, yeah. What are you doing? Like, whoa. What role play is this? Because this is not your life, and it's not my life. What's happening? But to do it to this thing where you're like saying, hey, I'm gonna like get out of my, I believe, yes, marriage, and then go back to my boyfriend, and then just work up this whole like Gone Girl-esque story. And I also gotta say, movie recommendation, please go watch Gone Girl. That shit goes bananas. Very worth watching. But to do all of this, to switch your whole life up, and the next thing you know, it's Thanksgiving Day, and instead of eating a turkey, you're breaking your own nose? What? No. Like, no. You can make this work without all of that lying, all that storytelling. You don't got to do all that, okay? All right? But yeah, I believe she is currently, like, at a halfway house, or, like, she's, like, doing the rest of her time, like, at home in terms of, like, her probation time, whatever the fuck it is. Yeah. So, yeah, there's that. We have one more thing to cover before I let you go. We're going to move back to the chess world. Yet again, that's right. I'm talking about sports again. You know, classic Isaiah the podcaster, classic sports corner. All right, now let me take my break and then we'll get into it. Oh, yeah. Whew. Okay. So last stories from The Guardian. Carlson and Niemann settled dispute over cheating claims that rocked chess. Oh, fuck. Oh, excuse me. A dispute that caused scandal in the world of elite chess appears to have been settled after the players involved said they have moved on from their rift. Hans Niemann, a rising star in the chess world, filed a $100 million lawsuit against Magnus Carlsen, the website chess.com, and chess streamer Hikaru Nakamura after allegations he had cheated. So yeah, I mean, we talked about this when it initially kind of took place. It was one of those stories I didn't think I was gonna cover, but then it was just literally like a week of everyone talking about it, like that I would watch and whatever. I was hearing it on the news all the time, like literally to the point where people are speculating that, like, okay, this kid out of nowhere, and I should really reset the board here, right? Niemann, like I said, he is this up and comer in the chess world. You know, he's really, an emphasis on the young. Like he's been at this. He's just really good. He's talented, right? But Magnus Carlsen, by I would say almost everyone's standards, is like just leagues above someone like this guy. Like you would just never expect Hans Niemann to win against him. And they get into this match. It goes down, and you can kind of just see it on the faces of both people, especially like Magnus, like, oh shit, like I'm not winning here, and this is weird, right? And I can't remember. I think they played in person, right? I think it was an in-person one. Yeah, and then they had another match where he just like Magnus is like, no, I don't want to play you. Like, I don't believe this is on the level. Because just the way he felt, like the way Hans Niemann played, there was just something off about it, according to him. And he's like, nah, this is cheating. But this shit got so deep in terms of like the speculation. People were like, oh, like maybe Hans Niemann was using like a butt plug. And I'm like, what? And that's where I was like, okay, we got to talk about this shit. We got to do some coverage here. So, yeah, I mean, this had gotten so bad that Hans Niemann was saying, hey, like, I'm being ostracized here. People are saying I'm cheating. Chess.com issued this whole statement. Like, I do chess coaching. Like, I'm trying to compete, and I can't compete right now. Like, what's going on? You guys are literally jamming up my money. And so for these reasons, he's like, hey, I'm going to file this lawsuit. And Hikaru was involved because Hikaru kind of went into detail about it, saying how, like, here's why I think he cheated. And Hikaru Nakamura is like, well, he's like a third wheel here. Why do you care? Well, he's also a person who's very high up in chess, and he's a streamer. So it's kind of like a little bit of social glue here, because like Magnus Carlsen, like he's in the public eye chess wise, but he doesn't like stream or anything like that. But like someone like Nakamura, he's maybe at one point was like rated third or something like that, and he's played against Magnus Carlsen. Like I think at one point they were like considered like rivals. And so he kind of goes to bat for Magnus, is like, no, I can understand why he's saying this. And plus, not to mention, it's brought up that he has a history of cheating that he admitted. But he says he was like, I was 12. It was between like I was 12, 16 years old. I was really trying to grind. Like I wanted to come up. So like, yeah, I was like spamming and I was doing a little cheating to just make games go. But, he was so determined to like prove to the world that he was not a cheater, that he's like, I'll play naked. I do not care. Like I just want to like, clean my name. So I found this all to be very interesting. But I knew that Niemann's lawsuit wasn't going anywhere. And it looks like, hey, as of Monday, chess.com said the parties had agreed to move forward with no further threat of legal action. Let's see here. We are pleased to report that we have reached an agreement with Hans Niemann to put our differences behind us and move forward together without further litigation. At this time, Hans has been fully reinstated to chess.com, and we look forward to his participation in our events. We would like to reaffirm that we stand by our findings in our 2022 public report regarding Hans, including that we found no determinative evidence that he had cheated in any in-person games. We all love chess and appreciate all of the passionate fans and community members who allow us to do what we do. Let's see. Carlsen then has a statement. And yeah, he is rated number 1. I don't know exactly what rank Nakamura is as of today, whatever. I acknowledge and understand chess.com's report, including its statement that there is no determinative evidence that Niemann cheated in his game against me in the Sinquil Field Cup, said the Norwegian. I'm willing to play Niemann in future events should we be paired together. And then I for balance sake, I'll go ahead and add what Niemann said. I am pleased that my lawsuit against Magnus Carlsen and chess.com has been resolved in a mutually acceptable manner, and that I am returning to chess.com. I look forward to competing against Magnus in chess rather than in court. I thought this was a very interesting end to this chapter. Hopefully they get a chance in the future to play games, and Magnus Carlsen doesn't just like quit. And I don't know, like I can understand why Carlsen makes this statement, especially if or when it comes to light that he has a history of cheating. You just can't wash that off your ledger, sadly. Like, time doesn't really heal that in some people's eyes. So, it comes up, you're going to have to face that allegation. You're going to have to deal with that. And, I can get why he's like, look, dude, like the way he played, it just didn't sit right with me. But at the same time, if you don't have any definitive proof to then go into a future game and then be like, I'm just not going to play you. It's like, I didn't like that. I thought that was kind of like, you should just actually play. I think he like played a couple moves and quit, but it's like still the same fucking thing. That's still weird. So yeah, I mean, hopefully this is kind of a bygones are bishops here, and we can just kind of move on and get back to the chess, get back to the gaming. No butt plugs, no weird cheat theories. Though if if you are in a game and you are that deep that you are doing that's your tactic, I mean, that's gaming. I don't know. Call me the villain here. That is a will to win. That's crazy. That's so crazy. I don't know, man. Butt plugs, man. Butt plugs to fucking get the checkmate though. All right, that's all I really. That's all I have. That's it. Let's see. I got to chill for a little bit. Sorry about it. Patreon.com/Isaiah News. If you'd like to support the effort, you do become a newsie. You do get the old archive of some older episodes I was doing. You know, a little. I don't want to say they're practice. I feel like they're just as good as every other episode. If anything, some I get a little candid on some episodes. You know, that's a thing. And you know, who knows? Maybe I'll get back into the paywall episode content someday again, but not today. Let's see. I do have a free way to contact me though. IsaiahNews1@gmail.com. Let's see here. Also, I'm on all the socials. You know, you just go ahead and clickety click, click, click. You'll find me. Should be able to comment. Please subscribe to the YouTube. That means a lot. It's free. Thumbs ups are always good. 5 stars, max stars, whatever it is. Please do that. We'd love to see it. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for being a friend. And hopefully I see you soon for some more good news. I love ya. Bye-bye. Mwah.